Hey everyone, hello and welcome to Dom and Dragons, the podcast where Helpful Goat Gaming plays Dungeons and Dragons with Dominic Monaghan. I love it. I'm Andrew Gilbert, but tonight I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, and I'm not alone because with me is Dominic Monaghan playing the halfling monk Cryon Fane.
What's up, friends?
And of course, the unbenevolent dictator of Helpful Goat Galway, playing the turtle druid Mekek Tumbledown.
Hey, everybody.
Lena playing Elif Fire.
Hi.
And Adam playing Kane Demure.
Connie Demure at your service. Hi, everybody. Glad to be here.
I can't say that name without going Kane Demure. It's so beautiful.
And remember, his full name is Connie B. Demure. We don't know what the B stands for yet, but maybe we will by the end of the campaign.
Probably not.
Anyway, unsolved mystery.
I was thinking, you guys. I told you guys a little secret in our little chat feed before we started rolling, and then I was sat here thinking, why wouldn't I tell everyone that's listening here? Why not? I mean, what the heck?
Exactly. Go for it.
I've poured myself a lovely flagon of ale, which is actually a glass of wine, but it hasn't come in a pint, but it is a tasty brew. So who knows? Cryon might be a little feisty than normal tonight. Let's see.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I love it. Awesome. Hey, tonight we're on Twitch. We are doing this live. It's a recording for our podcast, which we will obviously edit and iron out all the kinks later. But tonight is live. And this means we're going to mess up and have tech difficulties probably and, shout at our nephews, normal D&D stuff. So please bear with us. But we have the first episode of the edited version of this up on our Goats and Dragons podcast. And you can just type in Goats and Dragons wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever you like. And you'll find it. You'll find it right on there. And it's awesome. Super, super awesome. So we're going to be releasing those weekly until we've caught back up with where we've recorded. And so you can catch that. I think it's going to be Wednesday release. Is that true, Adam?
Yeah, I think every Wednesday we'll be releasing a podcast episode as well as posting it to YouTube.
Yes.
But complete sessions are always available on Twitch for 2 weeks after broadcast, and then we'll be on our YouTube page also. So we've got all kinds of ways to listen.
Oh yeah, love it. And
I love that we're already we've already started little in jokes because most of the chat feed going on Twitch right now is people typing quiet in capital letters. We're already sampling our own level of deep dives into comedy. It's like a Public Enemy sampling their own songs at the end of their with the new Wu-Tang Clan. Get it?
That's awesome.
Oh God, and we'll never live that down. So on Twitch, you can please, talk in the chat. We're obviously reading it. We'll get into the playing and we'll get a little busy at some point, so we won't be able to pay too much of attention. But we have an awesome group of moderators, and our community is amazing, and there are people that can answer your questions on there. So please feel free to talk away. That's always good. We're also affiliate, which means you're able to cheer and subscribe to us. And anyone on who has Amazon Prime, you're able to subscribe for free through Twitch Prime, and it's super easy to get those accounts linked and get that set up. And I want to mention a couple people very specifically. Sam Winnie wrote our amazing opening theme song there called Beasts of Burden. Sam is awesome. Oh, and we keep forgetting to tell you this, Dom. You have an instrument that Cryon can play.
That is true.
We technically have a bit of music for that instrument specifically.
Oh, I love that.
If you wanted to at some point to break it out, I do have a few little choice little ditties for that.
Absolutely. I mean, it very much speaks to more of a resting type scenario because the instrument itself doesn't include any kind of buffing magical ability, does it? It's just a little instrument.
Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet, exactly. But yeah, when the time is right, I definitely will. And also in the Twitch chat little feed that I jump in and out of here and there, since there seems to be quite a few players that have evidently played Dungeons and Dragons before, and this is my first time watching, first time playing, second or third time watching people do it. If you guys have any tips when Cryon gets himself into a jam or Cryon is in a situation of being able to make a decision, throw it out there. Maybe I'll, go with what you've told me to do because I'm a noob and noobs need help from experts,
Nice.
I love it. That gives the chat so much power.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you everyone for the support. We've nearly tripled our follower count since we've been playing with Dom.
You guys have 3 followers now?
3. Absolutely tripled it. My mom, my sister, and my cousin. So
I like the double burn here because that just implies that they weren't following before.
Yeah, right.
Like,
your family only
you got Dom Monaghan.
Fine. For you.
Fine. We'll pay attention to you now.
Not to put my family on blast. They weren't following it.
They weren't.
Well, I hope to keep throwing people your way. I've had a busy couple of days on social media. Today, I did a post about the value of nature and how it's been taking a much deserved fresh breath of air over the last month or so, and I've had quite a lot of pushback and feedback about that. And then the day before that, I did a post about being mindful of kind of conspiracy theories and getting caught up in wanting to go out and exercise our rights sooner rather than later. And I've had quite a bit of, interaction and pushback about that. And today I just had a crazy busy day and I forgot to, throw you guys a shout out, but I will continue to do that. And hopefully, by this time next week, you might have 7 or 8 followers. I mean, the dizzy heights.
Oh, I love it.
I should drink more often.
Yes. Yes.
Just in general. Awesome. Great. So along with our followers and subscribers, Galway, I think you have a few shout outs specifically for some very awesome people.
Yeah, I just wanted to do quick shout outs for people who had sort of followed or subbed since the last time we'd played. Monkey757, Dragon64 Slayer, Orbones, FC77, Chris Derps, Cav Daddy, SamJ85, the very awesomely named literally 0 viewers, Calixteca, Foeman, Jackhart79, Laylock, Molmitz93, Captain Morgan42, Batty Numpo, I apologize for butchering this, Jim Comley, 1986, Teglizabee, Sage Goblin, which is an awesome name. I love goblins in D&D. I like you. Tsuol12, Second49, Stoic Gaming X, CJ31892, Sting251, Professor Slinky, and Game Boss Taco 03. Thank you all for the follows, and especially thank you Dulciniacs99 and Ketchup Free Becky from just a couple minutes ago for the subs. We tremendously appreciate the support. It means a lot to us and lets us do more of this, and we love getting to do this.
Solid. 100%.
Thanks, everybody. We love having you here and following and subscribing. It's the best.
'Tis the best. Well, if there are no more announcements, let's jump into tonight's game of Dom and Dragon. Welcome back to Burden, a muddy spot under the boot of the Goholnian army. If you have a sword, you best know when to draw it. If you have money, you've already left. And if there's someone you trust in this forgotten place, you hold on to them. We're all just trying to make it here. maybe we ain't looking too close about what you gotta do to be good in a place like Burden. Last time, this team of misfits found themselves restrained within a runaway carriage, and due to the quick reflexes of Cryon, were able to steer the carriage away from the edge of Wither Gulch. They then saw what it was that spooked the horses so much. A giant, red-eyed hound that chased them and paused only to chomp on one of the guards that was thrown from that speeding carriage. Making it back to town, they took a covert avenue through the corn and the pumpkins of Mythenmere Farms, while McKeck was magically able to shroud their entrance back into the city. Elif started a fire in one of the captain's houses. This pulled the recruits from guarding the jail for the moment, and the group snuck back in. Cryon looked around for Kalia or the music box, finding neither. And while everyone found their own possessions, Connie also found an old friend he believed to be dead. Now, you've acquired your things again. The dank smell of mold and sweat assault your senses, and as we go late into the night, you all look to Connie, who is transfixed on someone in the far cell, about to ask a question that only Vern would know. What is it you would like to do?
Connie, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? We need to, I don't know, find a music box and get out of here. The guard's going to stay gone forever. What are you doing?
Take it easy. I'm transfixed right now.
Okay.
Trying to think of a question to ask this man who I thought was dead, who I watched you get hanged just a few weeks ago, Vern, if that really is you.
Whoa. Wait, Vern is in there?
Yeah, look closer, Missy. That's the man who finally got to catch you after
Vern
I spent 10 years.
I thought he was dead. He was such a jerk. I mean, he was better than you. He was actually a lot better than you. He was actually a really, noble man. But he caught me, and that was not okay.
Is there? I'm sorry. Is there a map up, Mr. Dungeon Master, of where we are? Oh, something's occurring.
You are in the Burden prison on the sort of south end of Burden, the town.
No maps of the interior of the cell. I'm just wondering if there is kind of any more lootable ability or where our friend is in the cell or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're in the sort of westmost cell. The one sort of just to the north was the goblin and the two wolves. There were kobolds in one of the cells, and then one of the cells just had a couple, it looked like soldiers sleeping off a night of hard drinking. There is one soldier that you've knocked out, just kind of laying in the middle of the floor here. And you've searched everything that you can at the moment. You've looked through all the tables and the desks and where they were keeping all of your belongings.
Huh. Okay.
Interesting.
And just a little moment of clarification. Have you, Cryon, told them about a music box?
I don't think I have, right? I think I've spoken to McKeck or the group and had McKeck get kind of interested about the link between his sister and the music box.
Yeah.
Or just
you told
his
us
sister, have I?
You told us the first day when you were talking to us at the jail that you were looking for a music box. The first day. It's the same day, right. I realize, but I think that was one of the things where you were you were talking in through the bars, and when McKeck introduced himself, you're like, "Yeah, I'm looking for a music box. Do you see any?" And McKeck's like, "I'm in a cell." Nope.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like certainly my chemistry with McKeck and Elif is one that I feel like if they were to find something that would that looked like a music box, they would probably tell me. Connie and I seem to be a slightly slower burn, which is interesting because he's the first person that I met. I think he has bigger fish to fry than the music box for me, but I kind of trust that if these guys saw something even slightly resembling it, they might say, "Hey, small fry, is this the thing you're looking for?"
Cool, fair enough. Yeah,
Is this the box you're looking for?
cool. Good clarification. Awesome.
So I guess Connie would ask Vern, and I don't know. I guess it might be worth just talking about this right out in the open, because Andy, you and I have not really talked about this. But in my view, Connie and Vern were kind of co-workers and at least friends for a long time, up until Vern ousted Connie.
Sure.
But their friendship might have reached an intimacy that you would not expect from somebody like Connie, is what I would suggest. And I only say all that because I'm thinking that the question that Connie would ask him might be something like, he might kind of get close to the bar, still kind of trying to be on guard because Connie doesn't know what the hell is going on. But he'd kind of try to say this without the others hearing. All right. If it really is you, Vern, tell me, what's my favorite color?
Well, that's a simple one. Your favorite color is blue.
Is he right?
I don't even know, actually.
I don't know because
Oh, Jesus.
like I don't know. Like, even if I had one decided for Connie, Andy and I haven't talked about any of this, and I don't know if Andy wants Vern to be right or not.
I'm just picturing. Oh God,
Input from your improv partner. Good.
I'm just picturing. I'm just picturing Connie.
I don't know
Oh
what
shit!
you're talking about,
Is it?
but yeah.
Connie's like, oh, wait, I forget, is it?
The DM? No, Connie, it's not your favorite color.
Okay, yeah, because what I'm thinking is Connie's gonna kind of frown and grunt, and he's gonna kind of mutter to himself, "No, it's sky blue."
Oh, that's nice.
This ain't Vern Loris. I don't know who you are or what's going on here, but you ain't Vern.
Oh, it's like a doppelganger or something, or like a fake Vern. We should do something about that. Vern was a good guy. I mean, he caught me, but he was a really good guy. We shouldn't let somebody impersonate him.
The figure behind the bars then sort of shrinks a little bit. They get a tiny bit chubbier. Their hair kind of grays. Their features soften from an orc into kind of an older woman, wearing leather armor with pink scarves sort of placed at certain places. Elif, this is your friend Rosie.
Hey, what do you? You're not Rosie. I mean, are you? She's been missing. Can Rosie transform into people? I've never seen her do that. But can you? Rosie? Are you Rosie?
Yeah, darling. Sure, I can transform into people, yeah.
All right, hold on.
What's my favorite color?
Yeah, Elif, you gotta get transfixed first. Gotta get transfixed and then think of a question only your friend would know the answer
Alice is
to.
gonna stare real hard at Rosie, like she's trying to get transfixed. What's my favorite color?
Well, that's an easy one. It's blue.
No, it's not. It's red. Rosie would know that. Rosie knows how much I love fire. What's wrong with you? You're not Rosie.
You
Go
seem
away.
really fixated on that single guess.
The figure behind the bars transforms into Kalia at that point then. Blue? For Makek, your favorite color? Blue, right?
It seems like it's like Gammy always said. You win some, you lose some, and some you beat to a pulp with a magic stick.
And fire.
Cryon, get over here. Do Shorty. Do Shorty. Cryon, come here.
Cryon kind of licks the palms of his hands and runs them through his hair, turns around to Elif and says, how do I look? Do I look good? Do I look good?
You look so great.
Do I have any sleep? Do I have any sleep in my eyes? Do I have anything on my face that looks weird? Anything weird?
No, you look totally amazing. Totally amazing.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Takes a deep breath, puffs his cheeks in and out, walks over to the cell, and says in his best big boy voice, "Hi, I'm Cryon. Do you have a color in mind for me?
So the figure behind the bars transforms into an older elf, white, long beard that he kind of twirls in his hands, a bit of a man bun kind of fixed on top of his head. This is one of the old masters at your monastery, Cryon. And he says, "Oh, young one, your favorite color is blue. Am I wrong?"
It actually is Cryon's favorite color.
About fucking time. So there you have it, young one. Surely I am this person that you see before you. You must let me out.
That's not very convincing.
Shut up, I'm talking to the little one.
No, seriously.
Cryon takes a couple of kind of slightly staggering, shocked steps backwards and accidentally kind of half steps on Elif's foot and steadies himself by holding onto her forearm. She seems to kind of be there as a scaffolding support for him, and he's kind of a little thrown by the situation, overwhelmed, doesn't really know what to do, stammering a little bit. Kind of sounds a little bit like an outboard motor of a boat that's broken. You know.
Hey, are you okay? This probably isn't like actually whoever the hell this is pretending to be, since they like transformed into 3 other people already. Like they're probably not, so we don't have to let them out. You don't have to do what they want.
I think we're in. I'm in some danger here. I think I'm in some danger. Can we go?
Yeah, we can leave. We didn't find your music box thing. Oh, we were not looking for a music box. We didn't find the thing we were looking for. But we can go, definitely. Let's go.
Well, before you leave, and then the figure transforms into perhaps what is its true shape. You see a white skin with white eyes, no pupils, white hair. This is what you know as a changeling, someone that can easily change their form. But for it to be able to sort of latch onto your minds and think of a person that you know and transform into it, that's a very special sort of gift indeed. And as you're trying to turn to go, the figure says, Please, no. I'm sorry for the deception. I do require your aid. I do not belong here, and if they knew who I really was, horrible things would happen to me.
Is there like a trusting roll or like a deception? Oh yeah, there's a deception check, right?
Or
there is if you want to deceive. Yeah, if you roll.
Oh, that's if you wanted to deceive. Insight. Yeah.
Will allow you to kind of read the person. Yeah.
Does anyone have a higher level of insight than me, which I think just seems to be base level 2?
Mikek is actually fairly insightful. I
What do you think, McKay?
I don't know that McKeck's heard anything yet that he sort of cares to expend the effort on.
Yeah.
He's kind of gathering his things into a bag. Like,
Yeah,
Connie's...
if you're curious about it, feel free to roll.
Connie, I think, would be curious about this too. He, with his bounty hunter background, he's got proficiency in insight, and he's still really bothered by the fact that this changeling would have kind of taken on Vern Loris's form.
Yeah. If two of you want to roll, that's totally fine. We'll see. Or whatever. A 5.
Ooh!
Mine's bad.
Connie, your mind is still just kind of stricken with this shock of seeing Vern again, that you're barely paying attention to what the figure is kind of presenting.
Yeah. Did Dom roll?
I'm about to, if that's okay. Did you say an insight check? Yeah.
Yeah, insight.
Okay, hang on a second.
I'm rooting for you. Oh yeah.
Oh, boy.
Nice.
You won. Yeah.
I told you I'm always strong at the start of the game, and then I fade. Generally.
It's good. Hey, it's a good one.
Can we rearrange all the
Yeah.
combat encounters? Beginning of episodes only?
Just at the very beginning. Cryon, you've specifically been you've known a couple changelings in your life, and they are particularly difficult to read. They are very deceptive sort of creatures, but there is something deep in his eyes that makes you feel that he is telling the truth. He is locking on and just kind of staring at you, and you feel confident that this person really does need help.
Okay, interesting. I feel like if Cryon is getting a genuine feeling that this guy is telling the truth, I also feel like, Cryon might say, you're the one trapped in the cell. You're the one locked inside. We're the ones that can get you out. What do we get if we set you free?
Yeah, what do we get? We're looking for 2 different kinds of boxes right now. A tinder box and a music box. You got either of one of those?
I believe you found the tinderbox.
Yeah, I thought you found your tinderbox.
Oh yeah, but since then I lost it again.
You lost.
Oh, it's over there. It's just over there.
Is this it?
Thanks, Cryon. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I just drifted into British.
Yeah, you did. I was like, whoa. Connie, come back.
Sure, yeah.
All right, I got the tinder box, and it did belong to, just to kind of unpack this, it belonged to Vern Loris. He gave it to me when we were still friends. And okay, I'll just pocket this, and you're not Vern, he's still dead.
Just as a quick question, as amusing as it was to have this individual just repeatedly guess blue, incidentally, I'm wondering, is blue your favorite color?
It is.
Okay, yeah,
it's
okay,
most
okay.
people's favorite color.
Aw.
Yeah, okay. But why did you not just show him the tinderbox and ask if he recognized it?
Did he ever? I don't think he ever had the tinderbox. Did I find it in my?
talking to you, Connie.
Oh.
McKeck is blinking super slowly the way that turtles do and just sort of smiling at you.
Hey, you blink like that at me all you want. You think that would have been a good solution to the situation? I show him a tinderbox, give him a 50-50 chance whether he recognizes it? That's silly. I like my sky blue. I mean, my favorite color question
You can
better.
also ask follow-up questions like, whose is it? Where did you get it? Things like that. But anyway, all good.
Yeah, guys, remember, I think we talked about this a few hours ago, but remember that there's this idea of a common enemy, and it just feels like when we get involved in these internal squabbles, our energies are just, they're being misplaced. Do you know what I mean? Let's think of the common enemy, the Judean People's Front. Come on.
All right, just tell Shelly over there to stop talking down to me. I'm taller than you are.
The little one is right. There is a common enemy here. This is what I can provide. I am certainly a common
Did
enemy.
you just call me the little one?
You
But
are
hang on a second.
smaller.
You guys all just happen to be unnaturally taller than me. It's not the other way around. Okay, carry on.
I apologize. What is your name, sir?
My name is Cryon, and you do well to remember that.
Cryon, yes. Well, my name... Let me look at my notes. My name...
You're not inspiring trust.
My name is Gromm Catchery. Huh? And he's obviously thinking that you'll recognize his name, but you don't. Gromm Catchery.
I feel like I've lived here my whole life and I haven't heard of you.
Gromm
master-
Catchery, isn't that a way to prepare a chicken?
Bah.
I think it is, right? Like, that seems correct. I mean, I don't really care, but that sounds right.
It's like chicken and mushrooms and carrots with like a gravy and some parsley. Is that Gromm Catchery?
Wrong. Gromm catchery is a fishing technique, isn't it?
Oh, excuse me.
So that chicken
it's
sounded
neither.
good.
Yeah, we should get some chicken, you guys.
Focus! Focus, everyone!
Right,
Focus on me.
The character or the DM talking?
That was the character. The DM loves it. I am a spy for the Wigmoles. I know many informations that would be very dangerous if I were to be let loose for the Gohulnian army. They've been looking for me. They send people to hunt me. If I stay here another night, they will catch up with me. I'm sure of it. Please, I can give you any information. I can help free this small town from the rule of the army. I'm very good at finding people. I am... Do any of these ring a bell?
Yeah, like suspiciously so. Like you could turn into people we knew. Are you like reading our minds? Are you reading our brains right now? Are you reading my brain? What am I thinking?
You're thinking about fire right now.
You're just guessing, but also, yes.
Nah.
I do have a limited ability to peer in and see images in people's minds. Yes.
Oh, so can you actually help us with those things? Or are you just saying that because you read our minds?
Well, not both.
Can we as a group? Oh, hello. Let's
Ooh, insight.
7.
I rolled only a
9.
9 for my insight check, but is he telling the truth that he can actually help us with those things? Or do I think he is?
As far as you can read, yes, he seems to be telling the truth. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we as a group kind of step away and have like an internal
Sure.
little conversation that he doesn't hear?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you kind of move over to the other end of the jail a little bit, passing the wolves that kind of growl at you.
Okay. I mean, I feel like Cryon's pretty keen at this point to maybe help this guy out because he thinks it might be advantageous to his mission. Kind of turns to the guys and say, guys, what do you think? Wasn't that long ago we were in a cell just like him. This guy seems smart, a little strange, but I think physically we can take him. If we free him, he might be able to help us out. Anyone else feel the same way as I do?
Yeah, and I don't really like. I mean, I don't like leaving people in this jail, right? I don't agree with these people, these horrible jailers and these occupiers. They're bad people, so we should just let everyone out. But especially him. But everyone.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe he could help us with Shelly's sister, right? That's what we're doing now, right? We're helping him with that bounty.
Who's Shelly?
You know, this guy, young Sheldon here.
I don't know who you're talking about.
McKeck is also just blinking. No, is there someone else with us?
Cryon just rolls his eyes, looks at the two of them. Guys, remember internal struggle, common enemy.
I'm all good with the common enemy. I'm just confused. Does this Shelly also have this common enemy? Or
I don't.
Did one of those spears get in your brain? I didn't notice that.
Connie rolls his eyes and looks to Cryon, and he's like, Apparently, some people don't know the concept of nicknames. Yeah, Small Fry, I'm down. Let's let him out. And Elif, you know what? Because of our burgeoning camaraderie, I happen to agree with you. Maybe we should let all these folks out of this jail.
Yeah.
Anything to stick it to these Kruggick damned Calhonians.
Yeah. We should do that. We should definitely do that. I mean, there was that one, like, kind of weird person who was, like, speaking in weird riddles. That was strange, but we can let them out. Definitely.
Cryon, as they head back to the cell, Cryon accidentally on purpose just catches Connie's foot and kind of trips his step a little bit, looks over at Elif and says, "Small Fry."
Connie will kind of recompose himself. And is there like a desk here and like a chair where Connie would feel like, oh man, if I sit in this chair, it'll take me back to when I was sheriff. He might sit in such a chair and put his legs up on the desk.
Okay. Yeah. And are the rest of you opening the gates, opening the locking jail cells?
Yeah, I think that'd be a thing McKeck would be helping with.
Yeah.
He would also...
All right.
I suspect if he was talking to Gromm... Do you have any insight on who you're transforming into? Do you know what you look like when you do that? Without a mirror?
I am able to see images in people's minds, and I just try to mimic that as best I can.
So, have you seen the person who you turned into to try to fool me?
Oh, I'm afraid I haven't, no. Was she dear to you?
Yes. And she's missing.
I would do my best to help you for freeing me. Yeah. Perhaps we leave the jail cell?
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
would
why
sort
there
of...
are no guards here at the moment, but
Oh,
Fire.
reasons.
okay.
One of which is fire.
Cryon, as you go to unlock the gate of the goblin and the wolves, he just pushes open the gate from the inside, sits down on kind of a wooden sled behind the two wolves, gives them a little bit of a hitch, and then they come right out into the main area. Ah, skies and birds, and now halflings. Ha! And then the dogs will, the wolves will ride him up the stairs out the front gate. It doesn't appear like he was actually locked in here. And now that you look at his cell, he's got kind of like a small little kitchen area and a bed mat. He seems to be living here, which is interesting.
Weird.
Wow.
That is weird.
You also unlock the kobolds. They scurry out very quickly. Do you unlock the Gohonian soldiers who are sleeping off a drunken night?
No.
No. Can I do a pickpocket check or something like that?
You
Sleight
can
of
go.
hand
Yeah,
check,
you
what
can
would
go
that
in their cell. Yeah, and pickpocket them. Yeah.
Was that sleight of
they're-
hand?
You don't even need to roll it. They are dead asleep.
Oh, boo,
They don't
boo.
notice you. Yeah, take 2 pouches of 10 silver each off of them.
Nice. I'm gonna give. What do you say? 10 each. I'm gonna give 5
Yeah.
silver to each of my compadres.
Ah.
Wow. That's so naturally good-hearted.
Hey, come on, we're a crew. We're an unruly crew, but we're a crew. It's the only way we're gonna get through this.
Connie, honestly, Connie himself, again, will be kind of surprised by that. He'll kind of, furrow his eyebrows at you and kind of think, what is this, some kind of trick? Like that time you tried to trick me 5 minutes ago? And then he'll be like, oh, all right. We'll take
Yeah.
silver.
I feel like the exchange with Elif and with McKeck is just, here you go, here's 5 pieces of silver, and the
thank you.
exchange
Thank
with
you.
Connie. I have to kind of show Connie both of my open hands to say, look, I didn't just do a magic trick. I just gave you 5 pieces of silver. There's nothing up my sleeve.
That's awesome. Yeah, Connie will take it. That's great.
All right. So Gromm seems to be standing there, kind of hanging out with you. And about this time, you notice. Was that
Did not mean to roll
armor?
that. Sorry.
You're good.
I was
moving.
I was moving something in my
fire
character sheet, and I accidentally clicked on that.
You're good. So about this time, you start to notice the knocked out guard starting to stir a little bit on the ground. What would you like to do?
Like, do I think he is actually conscious?
You could do a medicine check, quick.
I'll sort of trundle over to him.
All right.
And now it doesn't want to roll anything? Okay, there we go.
Yay,
13
there you go.
medicine.
A 13.
I only meant the 13 and just clicked twice.
Yeah. 13. Yeah. He'll be really groggy, but he might be starting to kind of wake up.
McKeck's gonna sort of look from side to side. Can I punch him with the intent to not kill, just knock him out again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn.
Yeah, just give me a strength check.
Mikek's hardcore.
Hardcore turtle. A 9. Yeah, 9 hits him. He's laying down. It's not hard. You just kind of punch him, slam his head, but kind of back into the ground, and he's not making any more sounds.
McKeck will sort of wander over, and is there sort of a guard room right around us anywhere?
Not really. This kind of all is a common area between the cells. Yeah.
Are there any like jackets hanging up or anything?
There is kind of almost a duster.
Yeah,
in one of the corners.
I'll take the duster and lay it over him like a blanket. Sleep well,
Okay.
and stay asleep.
My friends, do you have anywhere to stay in town? We should not stay here.
No
I mean,
shit, it's
I
the
like to
jail.
live in town, so I definitely do. But also, they might look for me where we live, so maybe we shouldn't go where I live.
Andy, I hate. Kali and I had sort of developed a couple of more, not precisely above board warehouses, right?
Yeah, you have some places where you've kind of stored stuff. Yeah.
And that wouldn't be immediately associated with, like, going to Tumbledown's Flower Crowns if they're looking for McKeck Tumbledown. That would probably be
Correct.
where they'd go to look.
And thinking about it now, though, you're not sure how many guards are still alive that have seen you. Because most of them that took you to the swamp, you're pretty sure got attacked. And you haven't seen them return to town yet. So you're not exactly sure how I mean, the guy you just beat up might know your faces a little bit.
I was a wolf.
True, I think you were a wolf at the time. But yeah. So so just so you know that now that you think about it, you're not exactly sure who is looking for you specifically.
I don't
Yet.
really know who might be looking for us in town. We could head to Tumbledown's Flower Crowns for now. And then, if we needed to slip away, we could always try to make it to one of our sort of storage points.
Tumbledown Flower Crowns, is that the local gay bar?
That would be my shop. Herbalism.
Excuse me. I was just wondering. No judgment there. I enjoy it. Next man, I just wondered about that.
Between Connie's suggested intimacy with Vern earlier and the laugh that Connie himself kind of gave at Cryon saying that, just saying.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you.
Just saying.
The vibe. All right.
Yeah, he's vibing.
He's vibing. All right. So
I don't know.
Where would you like
Elif, do you have a place that you think would be secure?
Yeah, I definitely have a place because I live here. Andy, what would Elif's home be like? I hadn't thought of that. She runs with a bunch of like low-level, kind of bad at their job street criminals. Is it secure?
Define secure. Like Elif would feel safe there. Probably no one else.
Well, okay, I'll answer as Elf then. Yeah, it's like definitely secure. You know, it's with my street family, and we do a lot of crimes, like Connie has said. Mostly I blow things up because I'm an explosive specialist. So it's really secure. You just gotta keep your possessions like in your eyes. You know, don't go to sleep. Just keep an eye on them, and you'll be totally golden.
McKeck's gonna raise his hand slowly. I vote for my shop/house.
I think in the last session it was established that Connie has never been able to find out where LF lives, right, Andy?
Yeah.
So he'll be like, nah, you know what? I think Elif here has it right. I think we should maybe go and hide out at her place.
Great. We'll have to blindfold you, Connie, because it's just, you know, precautions. But this is not because we're not part of the team. You're totally part of the team, and I care about you so much. It's just we gotta keep you safe.
So you're gonna blindfold just me and not the other two?
Yeah, just you, because you've been trying to like kidnap me, and probably there's bounties out on my family members too. But the other two haven't tried to kidnap me.
Crayon, you also have a room still at the One-Eyed Beast that you had rented.
Oh, is that the tavern where I met Connie?
Yeah. Yep. It did have a few soldiers in it last time you were there, so.
Have I left? Did I leave any supplies there? Did I leave in a hurry?
No, yeah, you basically, So you rented the room to meet that lovely young lady
right.
back there.
Right.
And then very quickly left immediately to come to the prison where you were then captured.
Yeah, cool. I think this all seems to sound great to Cryan. I get the feeling that Cryan wouldn't mind having the opportunity to potentially pick up a few kind of supplies with a little bit of the silver and gold that he's picked up. There's a couple of things that he might have his eye on.
Right now it is about 2 a.m. too.
Oh goodness! All right, in that case, I'll just hang with the gang.
All right. And where's the gang gonna go?
I think we're
Elif's place. Is that where we're headed?
I feel like McKeck looked at Connie agreeing with Elif. It was like, yeah, that doesn't seem right.
Oh, you might have to roll an insight check for that, mister. Just saying.
Not really. You just repeatedly have commented on wanting to capture her, and then her direct statement, we're going to need to blindfold you and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, that feels about right. That scans.
Well, I don't think me getting blindfolded and the two of you not getting blindfolded really gels with the fact that we have this burgeoning camaraderie. So why don't we just go back to my place? How about that? It's the ultimate bugbear bachelor pad, I'm assuming. Andy?
Ultimate? Or...
Well, at least penultimate. He's looking around at the others who are doubting me just as much as you are. I mean, it's a pretty decent bugbear bachelor pad. Okay, my life is shit. Ever since Vern ousted me, my life has been shit. I try to keep things together with my bounty hunting, but it's not been good.
Well, there's an even number of people here. Elif wants to go to her house. Connie wants to go to his place. Does it make sense for you guys, for McKeck and I, to vote? And that is the deciding vote?
Sure,
Anyone like democracy around here?
I mean, I like love anarchy, which is really similar to democracy, I think.
Okay. What do you think? McKeck?
Politics.
Is this? Do we roll a die for that, or is that?
Well, you can just decide how.
I'm going to stand by my initial assertion that I think it would be safest to go back to my place.
Oh, now we're split now.
You sort of look over at Gromm real quick, and he goes, just maybe with the fewest people around.
Oh, there's like a ton of people at my place. Like so many people.
I would maybe vote for seclusion rather than.
Okay. Well, I'd be cool with going to McKeck's place. There might be the chance for me to potentially find some supplies there if McKeck's generous with helping me
As
out.
a side
potentially.
note, we also have spare rooms. So, a consideration
Okay.
if
Yeah,
all of us are going back.
I could afford a rest as much as the next halfling.
I can go for days, but rooms are nice. And also, like you said, you do herbs, right? Maybe I can find some herbs I can use for explosives. So yeah, I'm gonna go to your place.
Yeah, all right. We can go back to young Sheldon's place. And by the way, I think democracy and anarchy are bad. I don't like fair judicial systems. All right, let's go.
Anarchy is not a fair judicial system, but you're definitely wrong. Democracy is very nice, but also anarchy's nice. Anarchy's nice. Fire. Let's light everything on fire.
I just had a request in the Twitch chat to say the words judicial system as Connie, so I just was desperately flailing for a way to say it.
Okay, we're heading to McKeck's place.
And actually, as we're... Yeah. And I will probably try to take whatever route I think would be most secluded, Andy. I don't know if that would be skirting through the fields or just sort of cutting through side paths.
I bet Andy's getting one of his tricks ready, setting up some map where we're fighting some nonsense.
Or his internet
Oh
disconnected
no, did
again.
his power go out?
Oh, he's gone. I like
He
how
disconnected.
I like
All right.
I like how we just immediately jump to Andy's doing something shifty, and then I'm like, I haven't heard from him in a while, actually. So, hey Dom, any D&D questions for us? Because I think that
this
was
is
a really good
Howls.
time folder.
Also, chat. If chat has D&D
Or
questions.
chat, yeah.
Yeah, chat it'd be fun to hear from chat right now. I mean, you guys have obviously been in this situation before when the party is split as to what to do. Does it usually come down to just talking it out, or is it like the toughest guy gets to decide, or like how is it? I guess there's no usual way, right?
I think with us, it's usually talking it out. I think with other D&D groups, it can kind of be a little conflict-laden, or sometimes kind of the person with the strongest personality ends up asserting it.
And when you say talking it out, Lena, do you mean the characters talking it out or the players talking it out at like table level?
Usually the characters. Sometimes we switch into table talk, but then Andy gets annoyed with us if we do it too long. So usually it's as our characters.
And I
how
think
many-
normally we try to
Go on,
resolve
go on.
that as characters and what would each of them be thinking.
Yeah. How many skirmishes have Connie and Elif been on? Because obviously you guys have a history.
We I don't know. How many have we been on, Adam?
I mean, over the course of Connie's around 10 years as sheriff, as a corrupt sheriff with like vested interest in various, corrupt dealings in town, specifically with Burden Tobacco, Connie always had kind of business interests in. Over the course of that, like I would say that at least 10 times, right? Like once per year. Like if Connie the sitcom was a TV show, each season there would be an Elif episode. Just like in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like each season there's a judge, whatever his name is, Trudy episode. So yeah, at least 10 times Connie has had like this big arrangement that Elif has messed up with her explosives and her fire.
And we have a question from chat from Sam, which is, how long was Cryon in his I can't say that word. Monasterial. Yes.
Monasterial.
Duties before breaking.
He was coming up to his 10-year anniversary and was quite a pious believer in the order. I mean, it wasn't necessarily a real hardcore place to be, more of a kind of Zen, blissed out Buddhist type vibe, but he left under a little bit of suspicion and disgrace. But Cryon is of the belief that it's actually the person running the center, the temple, the monastery, as it were, that is the corrupt person. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, because not only has he had to now come and question his faith, but he's also been kind of turned into, this suspicious pariah when he's the one that was playing fair, and it's the shaman running the whole thing that is corrupt. So kind of a few complexities going on there.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder who that figure was in the jail cell who appeared to you and caused crying such the fright.
Yeah, he definitely gets freaked out by that. I think he kind of handles his business quite well, but when these kind of ghosts from his past show up, I think it really throws off a character that is usually pretty good with his kind of senses and wherewithal, you know. He's got pretty high charisma, pretty high constitution, pretty high wisdom, but you know, he was embarrassed in public and thrown out of this organization that he loved. So he's got a lot of issues with that.
Question from the chat: what does Elif use to style her hair?
I mean, fire, obviously, right? Yeah. Like, she doesn't like light her hair on fire, but I could see her just like in the mornings this is so weird, doing produce flame and just getting it really close to her hair to make it go all frizzy and crazy. That's so screwed up. But like, so screwed up, but also, yeah, definitely.
I have returned.
So does she use like the volumizing fire, or?
Yeah, it's like special fire with volumizing foam. Just PSA: don't light hair products or your hair on fire, you guys. Bad idea.
Yeah.
Don't be an Elif.
Don't be an Elif.
I mean, hairspray is crazy flammable, right?
Right.
Andy, just talk us through, Andy, what happened there. It seems something quite trivial happened at home, right?
Andy, before you talk through it, please join Onwecaster again.
Oh, okay.
Do that and then respond perfectly organically to what Dom just asked you.
Join Onwecaster or possibly have your dog.
So there's a thing going on in the world. Start.
Is Andy cutting out really badly?
This doesn't seem like a good sign.
Yeah.
Just hey, you know, other people are out there. You're not alone.
Oh, he's back.
It's a beautiful.
Andy, start again.
Oh, hello.
Start over.
You're good. So there's a really nice, interesting thing that's going on in the world.
Oh God.
It's at 8:00 at night. Sometimes wherever you are, there are people that will howl.
Oh yeah.
To actually kind of let everyone know, hey, you're not alone. You know, there are other people out here, and it's a really beautiful moment.
Yeah.
My dog really freaks out when that happens every night at 8:00.
Poor Mugen.
He was. Yeah, and he got scared and ran over the cords and just pulled it out of the wall of my internet.
They do that every Thursday in England at 8:00 at their house and claps for 5 minutes for the NHS. And there was a really funny thing that happened because of that, where some kind of high-level politician suggested that maybe on a Sunday they stand outside at 8:00 and clap for 5 minutes for all the kids that are going through all of these tough times, not going to school and stuff. And it was completely shot down by all of the parents of these kids saying, are you kidding me? Like, these kids are off school. They're up until 10:00 at night. They're eating ice creams and jelly beans. We're not going to stand outside and clap their poor behavior every Sunday. Pretty hilarious.
That's so awesome. Good. One last question before we get back into the game from Twitch. L Silme 42. Did y'all have certain inspiration for your voices, or were they organic with your characters? My inspiration was definitely just trying to do like my best kind of off-brand Rooster Cogburn kind of true grit impression, and it's not really even a good Rooster Cogburn. It's just me doing this all the time.
Mine was it's kind of organic based on her character, based on her personality, and then also I draw a lot of inspiration from another character that our friend Chris has played on one of our other campaigns. What campaign
Tear
was
of
that?
the Raging
Tear of the
Storm.
Raging Storm. Yeah, Tear of the Raging Storm as one shoe, who had a very, very similar voice and dynamic, although far less obsessed with fire. So I kind of drew inspiration from that voice for her.
McKex was kind of drawn out of just trying to think about a turtle generally, and I kind of wanted that more languorous pace, and also just to try to keep everything distinct from Connie's voice. Try to avoid too much like southern twang or anything.
I had thought about mine. I was gonna do kind of either a like fake Paul McCartney or fake John Lennon. So I was either gonna do like talk there like Paul McCartney all the time, constantly, yeah, it's great, isn't it? Or like a kind of John Lennon thing where he's down here all the time, like little, it's like everything's anarchic and silly. But then when I told my friend I was thinking of doing that, my friend just kind of shook me around a little bit and said, "No, Dom, like without wanting it to sound crazy, ego-driven, it's Dom and Dragons. They want to hear you. They don't want to hear you doing someone else. Like, do kind of you. So, this is me talking, and Cryon's just a little deeper. It's just a little bit more earnest. So that's where mine comes from, really."
Nice.
Cool.
Fascinating. Thanks, chat, for saving me there and giving us some content. I love it. All right, so did we decide finally where you guys would like to spend the night?
Yeah, I think we're heading to McKeck's, right, when your internet.
I'm not actually sure when you cut out because we were all sort of talking and debating amongst ourselves, and then I'm like, Andy's just hasn't responded in a while.
Beautiful. So
and I was asking, sorry, the question I had asked you, and I'm pretty sure you'd cut out before this, was what would McKeck think would be the least obtrusive way to get there, given that it's 2 a.m.?
Right, probably through the fields to the south of all the buildings, and then in through the sort of nice little green square that
Nice.
you've cultivated here.
Is that building still on fire that Elif set on fire?
I don't know.
Right. So you come out of the prison, you look around, it's nearly pitch black. The moon is out, so you can see just a little bit. You don't see any smoke from the north, which is where Elif set the fire. But you also don't hear any voices or anything, so you're pretty sure they've gotten that under control. And so you kind of very quickly make your way into the fields to the south of town.
Hey! Do you all need another distraction? Because I can light the jail up. I can light it on fire while we're leaving. I know there's some people in there, but they're not good people. They're bad people. They're guards. So we could just light it on fire and watch it burn. Do you want me to?
I think we can pass on that for now.
Okay, but let me know if you need another distraction, because I can totally do that.
All right. It's been raining, so you're definitely clomping through a lot of mud to make your way into this area. But once you get into this little square of town, you actually see green grass. There are some nice little bushes here and a bunch of flowers, actually. Flowers leading up to one building in particular, which is marked with an old oak wooden sign, Tumbledowns Flower Crowns. And if you want, you can step right in.
Yep.
Cryon and Connie, give me a perception check, please.
Oh.
Cool.
Oh.
That's
All right, yeah.
So we've left early game, is what that's saying.
Mine is. I rolled a 14 at least. Okay.
All right, a 4 and a 14. Yeah. So Cryon, Elif, and McKeck are basically ready to go inside. You're cold. Cryon, you're keeping an eye on Gromm, just to make sure he's not sort of doing anything weird or odd. He definitely has a limp that he's been nursing on the walk here. But because of that, because you're focused on that, Connie, you're the only one that hears a deep kind of and guttural howl in the middle of the night. It's like a somewhere in the distance. Your mind flips back to that terrifyingly large dog with the red eyes. Because this does not sound like any natural coyote or wolf in the area.
You said somewhere in the distance. I guess just kind of get a sense of how far, what direction.
With a 14, maybe south, and you're not sure how far.
Okay. Connie will sort of kind of stop short and shush loudly to the others. Shh! Hey! You guys hear that? And will the howling continue, or was it just that one howl?
Just that one. Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if they'll pause, but yeah, I swear I just heard a weird howl. I guess that's how Connie might say it. Yeah. A weird ass howl. Sounded like maybe that weird ass dog or wolf that was following us earlier.
Which was, again, neither a dog nor a wolf, just something that looked like that.
I said weird ass.
Yes, several times, in fact.
All right, well, I just wanted to alert my new burgeoning comrades.
Should we do something about it? I could, so I'm going to tell you guys now, I'm kind of like a one-note person, but I could start a fire.
I'm a one-note person.
That's amazing. No, I say we get inside, and with any luck, maybe that beast out there will come across some Gahonian soldiers before it comes across us.
In Cryon, because you were focused on Gromm during that, and because you rolled so well the first time in reading him, you see when Connie mentioned something about a weird-ass dog or wolf, just this kind of look of terror flash over his face. And then he tries to compose himself. You just sort of notice that little movement on him.
Does he see him in that moment?
No. He's not paying attention to you, really.
Okay. Nice.
Then you step on inside. Galway, what does Tumbledown's flower crowns look like on the inside?
So if we're coming in on the main floor, it's pleasant. It's got lots of sort of shelves wrapped around. I sort of assume we're coming in on sort of the back entrance. So there's like a small rug for wiping feet. And then up at the front, you can see there's a counter with sort of herbalist supplies, scales, mortars and pestles. And it seems like that is when there's business, where sort of things are. Is this a one-story building or a two-story building?
One.
Okay. Then sort of off to one side, then there's a hallway with like 3 doors coming off of it. And those are the small but comfortable bedrooms.
Nice. Yeah, everyone, when you step inside, you get an instant feeling of like safety and it just feels homey to you. It's dry, you wipe all the mud off your feet, and yeah, it's comfortable. And you've had a gigantic day, so you are all exhausted.
Damn. I think Cryon might take this opportunity to admire all the hanging flowers and different colors of blooms and branches and things that are being preserved and dried all around the room, and turn to McKeck and say, do any of these things aid in dexterity or constitution?
All of them can have some level of effect. I can think of things that might have very temporary effects, but I'm not sure if you were looking for a more permanent increase. Such things would require rarer ingredients than I'm able to keep on hand.
Okay. Is there anything that I could do? Could I light a fire or something?
I can light a fire.
Oh, please don't set my house on fire. This is simultaneously my home and my place of business, but yes, there is a fireplace over there.
I don't. This might be completely jumping in on the vibe, you guys, but if you guys were into sitting around the fire and just kind of relaxing after what we've just been through, I do play a pretty mean ocarina.
Ooh. Connie has kind of just walked right in, and he's of course just stomping mud all over the place. He's like, "Oh yeah, this place does feel pretty comfy. Gotta say, young Sheldon, your place is the least burden place in all of Burden. I forgot this was even here, to be honest. Wow."
I'm glad it seems comfortable.
So as the fire is started and you're trying to kind of dry off a little bit, Cryon pulls out his ocarina and
Not a euphemism.
not
Anyone who was concerned.
I know there could be children listening. Just want to make sure.
It wasn't dirty until you said that. Now it's dirty. He whips out his ocarina, flops it on the
Andy.
table. Okay.
Something's gone wrong with the ocarina if it's flopping.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah, and he's starting to warm up a little bit and plays a bit of a tune.
Oh.
That is so cool.
You guys, that was like half Titanic, half Lord of the Rings. That was wild.
That was amazing.
Was it? When it started, I was like, oh, that's the Fellowship tune. And then as it kept going, I was like, oh, that's Jack Dawson. And
That was so cool. We should give credit to Sam Winnie for throwing that thing.
Any of the ocarina pieces that are real quick are Sam Winnie. And
that was beautiful.
Legally not connected to movies and shows that Dom has been in.
Beautiful. I mean, I wish I was involved in Titanic. Anything that involves Titanic. One of the most controversial films of all time. I always talk about this with my friends. I just love the fact that at the end of the movie, he says to her, "Don't let go." And she says, "I'll never let go, Jack." And then 5 or 6 seconds later, she prizes his dead fingers off the door and is like, "Peace out."
Well, but to be
As
fair,
he's drifting down into the deep, she goes, "I'll never let go, Jack. I'll never let go." You just let go. You just let go.
but she didn't let go. She passed to the other side of it and actively pried him off. She didn't let go. That would imply just passively doing something. No, she was ready to get the damn chisel.
Unbelievable, that ending. But what a movie. Woo, gets me every time.
Have you seen the alternate ending to that film?
No, someone cut a different ending?
They totally shot a totally different ending where they talk Rose off of the ledge and stuff, and they actually get the Hope Diamond from her for a moment, and
Old Rose,
old Rose,
present day, yeah.
Right.
It's wild. But
you guys, I mean, we've digressed crazily, but I mean, everyone can laugh and joke and kind of dismiss Titanic out of hand. But if you watch that movie and you're not a bucket of tears by the end of it, you're heartless. It is such a great film.
I like it too, honestly.
So fun.
Yeah, I think that probably also while Cryon's playing the ocarina, Mikek will be moving some things around in the bedrooms, getting some space cleared for people.
Sure.
Nice.
As you're doing that, Mikek, you see a little bit of writing that's actually been burned onto the bedpost next to your bed. It's in Druidic.
Interesting.
And it says, "Mick, I'm fine. They have me."
And this wasn't here earlier.
Correct.
Well, damn it, Kali. I keep telling you to stop playing the fucking pronoun game.
And it does seem to be a little hastily written, as if she didn't have a lot of time. And as you drift off to sleep, each of you then feeling warm and comforted for the moment. Connie, that howl sort of sinks into the back of your head, and you have a little bit of trouble sleeping. You're wondering about that, and Cryon, that the face of the individual you met in the tavern this evening, or this earlier in the day, is kind of lingering on your mind. And Elif, seeing Rosie in that jail cell, kind of really gets to you. And Mikek, you're wondering where Kali is right now. And hey, why don't we take a break right there?
Fantastic.
And we'll come back after we get a drink, get something to eat real quick, go to the bathroom, make sure our dog is okay.
Fortify our router setup.
Fortify the router setup. And yeah, we'll return pretty soon.
Awesome.
Hang in there.
See you, dudes.
Back in just a minute, everybody.
Welcome back, everyone. So, where we had just left off, the group had thoroughly searched the prison. Everyone's just getting clues to what's going on, but you've made a new friend in someone named Gromm Catchery. You've brought him back to Tumbledown's Flower Crowns, and he seems to be a spy for the nation of Wigmoles, which means you have a very common enemy in the Goholnians around you. And he had mentioned that he's been hunted lately, and that they might catch him soon if you didn't help. But you did, and you've made your way to McKeck's place. You've stayed the night. Everyone has got a full night's rest, which means everyone's back up to full hit points, back up to full spell slots, all that fun stuff. So you awake in the morning. The town outside begins to sound itself awake. It is filled with people sort of shouting back and forth, and guards giving orders, horses, carriages being drawn. It is a lively, normal town again. So what is it that you would all like to do?
Well, first of all, this is a particularly lovely song to wake up to, so thank you for that. That was a lovely morning lament. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Enjoyable.
I don't know, gang. What do we want to do? Do we want to bounce out of town? Do we have stuff that... I'm not a local here, so do you guys have stuff that you need to take care of before we go do something?
And, like just starting fires, burning the town down to save it from itself. That doesn't make sense when I say it out loud.
I live here.
And do you think Talia might still be in town? The guards might have her somewhere.
Yeah, so McKeck would sort of say... What was the exact message again, Andy?
That was written on the wall?
Yeah.
It was, Mick, I am fine, they have me.
So, there's a message here that I think was from Kalia. It said that she's fine. They have her? I'm not entirely sure how those two sentiments go together. Damn it, I'm trying to remember. Mythenmere, the farmer. And Mythenmere said that she had arranged to use the path through his farm sometime tonight? Something big was coming through?
Whoa, that's what we in bounty hunting call a lead.
When she says they, I'm assuming she means the guards, right?
I would think so, but I can't be sure.
Is there a second prison cell in Burden? Or is there like an army barracks or anything like that? Do you guys know as locals?
And I was just about to ask Andy that, would I know as a local?
Yeah, as locals, you don't know of any other prison cell. They seem to be using that one to hold people. However, they've definitely taken over other buildings in town, warehouses, mayor's sort of estate, some of the nicer estates as well. So certainly there are other places they could be keeping her. But that would mean that she's something different than just like a common criminal, since all of you were just put in the prison.
I hadn't even technically committed a crime.
Right.
Why would she feel fine if the Gahonian army had her?
Maybe she
sympathizer.
Maybe she wants them to have her. She's gonna take them down from the inside. That sounds like something smart to do.
That seems
right.
significantly
in McKeck,
more.
She was certainly not.
I was gonna say that would seem significantly more likely than her being a sympathizer.
Maybe this is a good time for us to go over some of the details around your sister's disappearance. What do you know about her? Where do you think we should start here? Seems like we should probably stick around town at least to tonight. Maybe we can learn something from whatever's coming down Mithrandir's path.
Hang on, Mithrandir. Hang on.
Yeah. Well,
Legally not
flashback,
Mithrandir.
If Mithrandir was here, we would have 25 minutes ago. You guys, I've seen quite a few kind of theatrical plays in which they fake like someone has been kidnapped, and lots of times in those situations, so as not to alarm the family, the person that's kidnapped says, "Hey, don't worry about me, I'm fine," but they do have me. It's a way of saying I'm still alive, but I have been taken. I don't think that she's given us any like sinister message here, like I'm part of the other crew. I think she's saying I'm alive, they've not hurt me, but I have been kidnapped. McKay, does that sound like your sister to me? To you?
Seems likely. The message was scrawled hastily and was in Druidic, which would mean that fewer people would be able to read it or know what the message that she'd left. And Andy, I'm assuming even if she didn't sort of fully become a druid, she was trained in Druidic.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming.
Yeah, I was just kind of reaching out just to make sure. I'm like, wait, would this seem weird to McKeck? Like,
No,
she learned Druidic. That's cool.
No.
Does she have a long grey beard? Because that's always...
No beard that I'm aware of.
Okay.
It's possible. Kali has been more invested in the Wigmolian resistance. That's one of the reasons why, and I'm going to look at Gromm. I was wondering if you had seen her. She believed that the course that we needed to follow as healers was to support Wigmols more directly. I'm not sure I said that I would go that far, but I certainly believe that we should continue providing healing to anyone who required it. This was a bit of a difference of opinion with our parents.
Yeah, so it sounds like you might have a little bit of a lead. If you wanted to go get some supplies, Cryon, today. The town doesn't seem to be actively searching for you all, so you feel relatively safe about that.
Wait, did Mikak... Did I mishear that? Did Mikak pose a question to Gromm?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did he?
Not really. I had already posed the question of, did he recognize Kalia from when he had read my mind and turned into her? And I think that I would sort of blink, and Mikek will think about it and go, I understand that you're being pursued and may not have intended to be here, but if Kali is mixed in with these Wigmol liberation and resistance groups, do you know of anything that's happening in the near future here in Burden?
He sort of immediately goes to the window and kind of looks outside and draws the curtain, then comes back to you. Yes, the Koholian army is moving something. A weapon. A weapon they believe will end the war. I have no idea what it is, but some of our scouts got a bit of information to us that it might be coming through this area. I'm supposed to find out what this is and then meet up with my fighters in the north.
It feels like to me we're kind of getting pulled into someone else's war here, guys. How do we feel about this?
I mean-
we've all been pulled into this rugged damned war. I don't feel great about it at all.
I want them out of my fucking town. We did not invite them here. They are occupying, and they are really oppressive and rude. Like, way worse than when Connie was in charge. And that was not a good time. But this is, like, way worse. So, I mean, I don't want to, like, be in the war effort, right? Like, I don't want to be on the front lines. I'm a spellcaster. But, like, I don't know. I'm kind of okay with, like, at least screwing them up while they're here. We can be freedom fighters.
I'm mostly concerned that my sister may be mixed up in this, and in order to find her, it may be best to try to figure out what was going on. Tell me, Gromm, do you know any groups locally sympathetic to the Resistance that might have more knowledge of what's happening?
Probably not. No, our information was very, very top secret. I'm probably the only one in this town that knows it, and honestly, that has put a rather large target on my back.
I mean, I have a completely separate agenda, guys. If I'm gonna get involved in someone else's war, I'm gonna need some sort of incentive. I don't know about you guys.
I mean, I have incentive, but I totally get it if you guys don't like have like a reason to fight this war. I just want them out of my town.
Well, perhaps your sister and this war are not so dissimilar. Cryon, weren't you also looking for Kalia?
Oh,
Perhaps you continue on that path. I will continue on mine, and I am not sure they are that separate.
Wait, Cryon, are you looking for Kalia?
Well, he's looking for a music box, and he thinks Kalia might have it, if I heard that correctly.
I was told that Kalia had a music box, which could be helpful with helping me out with a certain nefarious part of my past that I'm trying to make sense of. It's a complicated story. I'll tell you at some point after after the next Ocarina session.
That's good. Looking forward to it.
You guys, before we leave, if we are to leave, I've been doing a little bit of research into the best supplies that a halfling might need when heading out on certain journeys. I don't know if this is even available in this town or where one might get one, but I'm kind of in the market for like a bottomless bag. Do you know what I mean? Like a bag that can hold almost a limitless amount of supplies, unless one of you guys already has one.
None of you have one on you now.
Yeah, no, I got a pocket dimension bag right here, and I would just pull it out and kind of gives you the middle finger. Are you kidding me? Do you think we got that kind of shit here in Burden? Come on.
Connie, we're supposed to be a team. You're supposed to be flipping people off. Why do you keep missing this memo?
Maybe I'm in the wrong town. I just heard that was a fantastic upgrade to supplies, and I'm in the market for one, you know.
Actually, McKeck and Elif do know of a place that has one. It's called Boulder Downs, and it's actually just across the square here.
Boulder Downs has one. We could probably go, like, I don't know, light things on fire and take one. How does shopping work?
Not like that. Also, I rescind my request that you stop by my shop at some point.
But I'm already at your shop.
Not in a professional capacity. As a friend is fine. Perhaps don't come here to shop. You can order through our catalog service.
Okay.
But you'll probably just burn the catalog.
Yeah, I don't really, like, if I burn the catalog, do I get what I want? Do I, like, have to think about what I want while I burn it? Is this magic? Is your catalog magic?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It sounds magic to me. Do you have a catalog I can burn?
No.
All right, could we maybe stop this impromptu lesson about shopping by mail and just get out of here? Let's get Cryon here his damn bag at Boulder Downs. And while we're going around the town, we can look for clues about the location of your sister Kalia. At least as a bounty hunter, that would be my approach.
Master Cryon, if I secured a bag for your little group here, would this be some incentive to look unfavorably on the Gohonians?
Oh, you have the bag of which I speak.
I have the means to obtain it.
That sounds great. I'm telling you guys, I get these scents every so often, and I just feel like a bag in which anything that we can find we can put in, and it's limitless kind of weight. Just feels like a good call to me. Yeah, that sounds great. I'm enthused.
Yeah, all right, let's do it. Come on, follow me. I'll show you the way. I know this town like the back of my paw.
Connie,
It's
that's sweet.
right there.
Maybe I go alone if you catch my drift into Boulder Downs.
What drift? What drift you talking about?
If you catch my meaning.
Meaning? You mean like semantics?
He means he's gonna set things on fire and then steal things.
How do you know semantics but not the word meaning?
I also had that question.
My god. No, I shall go alone. Please.
All right, we'll stay here. Maybe you can play another one of your ocarina ditties for us while we wait.
It would be my honor.
All right. He takes out the front door, kind of looks around, puts a hood up on his cloak, and dashes across the square. As Cryon pulls out the ocarina, just kind of blows through it a couple times, while Andy is pulling up the music.
The peek behind the curtain.
And just gives it a little non-Dominic Monaghan flurry.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
All right, yeah, that was good. That was good.
So 15 kind of 20 minutes maybe go by, and you see the figure again, rushing out of this place, holding a bag under his arm, and comes and knocks on Tumbledown's flower crowns very quickly.
Like knocks on the door.
Yeah.
I'll open
It
it.
is I, Gromm. Yeah, open it up. He comes inside. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Gotten for you. Please do not ask how.
Did it involve fire?
No.
Oh.
As a
All
small
right.
business owner, I feel deeply conflicted about this.
It's all right, Donatello. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
I'm
All right.
pretty sure one of the spears struck your head.
Maybe, I don't know. What I do know is that Gromm here came through and got us a bag. And since I'm not sheriff anymore, I'm not going to ask any questions, Gromm. I take your semantics. All right, Cryon. Cryon, you got your bag. Now what do you think we should do? I'm beginning to like your pluck and your forward thinking as to what we should be trying to accomplish. I'm all bugbear ears, if you know my drift.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all about this music box, you guys, and helping out a fellow crew members hunt for their sister seems like the honorable thing to do. McKeck, you know your sister better than anyone else. Are you able to decipher anything in that message? Where that start in this town since this is where you come from?
And Andy, like, would I have any thoughts about that? Because she clearly wasn't in the prison.
Right. You think that some of the higher up Gohonians would probably know better than the lower soldiers, if they're keeping her, and that's, I mean, yeah. With all this talk of like a secret weapon being moved around, you're getting into secrets that are being held from most people. That's maybe your only option so far that you can think of.
Also, because the outrageously German knight
Yes.
who was wandering around, was he involved in like me being brought in or anything? Like, did he hear me shouting about my sister? Was there any recognition? Did he seem to know why I would be there? Or was I just a public nuisance who they decided to arrest?
Right. He seemed to be the one that was very adamant. Even when some others argued, like, forget him, don't worry about him, ignore him.
He weighs way too much.
Yeah. He seemed to be one that was very adamant about you being silenced.
So Mikeko, like, perhaps we should pay our friend with the bowel troubles a visit and see what he knows.
You think he survived that bandit attack back by the carriage?
He had rode ahead before the bandits attacked.
Yeah, I think this is like a great idea. And if we need to like not just ask questions but also start fires, I am like so well equipped for that. In case you didn't realize, I'm very good at starting fires. And also, now that we're level 3, I can be really super sneaky.
What is level 3?
I honestly just feel, Elif, I'm having a really great time with you, Elif. You seem like a really great person. Starting fires when you get any opportunity to do so in broad daylight in a town that you come from, it seems incredibly foolhardy. Like, can we wait until we're in a place where no one knows our name and we actually need like illumination or a distraction? Like, how have you not been like put in prison for the rest of your life at this point?
I've been in jail so many times, not by Connie because he wasn't catching me, but like so many times, like tons of times, and my street gang would always break me back out. They don't like me starting fires. I guess the people who run this place do not enjoy that.
I think you're great. I love your energy. I love this kind of like volunteering to be an arsonist at any particular point I don't think it's serving you, you know?
This is why when I ran to be sheriff of this town, one of the big parts of my platform was that nobody should have the last name Fire. I just think it leads people down the wrong path.
Hey, I was born this way. This is my last name.
But
I will take your concerns into consideration.
As Elif is talking, you hear something land on the roof.
Oh.
Thump. Thump.
What was that?
Thump. And then
Hold on.
I know you guys just told me not to use fire anymore, but you want me to shoot it with fire?
That is my roof.
I know, but there's something on it.
How big did that sound?
It sounded big.
All right.
And Cryon, you see Gromm sort of immediately cower in the corner.
Guys, it's time for us to sneak out of here. We gotta get out. Leonardo, do you have any kind of secret exit out of your shop?
I'm just pondering the entire, like, going through the list of like the Teenage Mutant Turtles, and I'm wondering if you're gonna like branch out into any other like mass media franchises at any point.
I got a list.
Okay,
I'm
cool,
checking them
cool,
off.
cool. I don't know, Andy. Do I have a secret way out? I'm
Not super secret. There's a back way that sort of leads into an alley right back here. Yeah.
okay.
Or I guess, I mean, do we get the sense that these sounds are
Thump, thump,
deliberate?
thump.
That sounds like some deliberate thumping.
It's now something you can feel is walking across the roof. Something large.
So
Like a dog.
Give me a nature check.
And do we all see the Gromm's response to this?
Yes.
If he has a reaction.
16.
So now we're...
Nice.
16. It is quadrupedal. Yeah.
Y'all, I think it might be the demon dog. Like, you said you heard her howl last night, right? Right? Can I fire? Can I shoot at the ceiling?
Gromm,
it is
this what's been
on my
chasing you.
it is on my roof. You will hit my ceiling. There's a difference architecturally.
Gromm, this is what's been chasing you. Some kind of weird ass dog.
Ooh.
Not only a dog, his master too. But yes.
And his master would be...
At this you hear
Oh, damn.
scratch. Some of the wood cracking underneath the scratching of something on the roof. And then you hear a thump on the ground outside.
All right.
Even though it's mud and dirt and grass outside, you can hear the heavy footfalls just prowling around the building.
Well, we ain't in a locked runaway carriage now, and I'm not one to run away from a fight either. I say we take this thing down. Yeah, we got all our shit back.
Right. Okay, good.
Nice.
Connie will pull out his pike. It's a one-handed pike for now.
Yeah, I'm gonna prepare an Eldritch Blast for the first sign of a demon dog.
Okay? You see a shadow cross in front of one of the windows. Something as large as a horse. And then thump, thump, thump around the room.
But it's outside,
It's
right?
outside,
Like in this little green area.
Yeah.
Connie would, like you said, like he's not going to run away from a fight. He's not going to cower in here. He is running out to confront this thing.
All right.
He's rested and he's ready for combat.
All right. You rush on out. You look around.
But
You don't-
Andy,
Yes.
okay,
But
I know
Sorry.
I get a sense of what you're about to say, but
Okay.
Connie is also trying to be sneaky. He wants to see if he can surprise this thing.
All right. So give me a stealth roll.
Bum bum, stealth. All right.
McKeck's shield is on, and there's now a shillelagh. His club has been
17.
shillelagh'd.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
17.
So, Connie, you rush up to the front door. Your back is then against it. You open it quietly, creak it open so that you can peer outside. You don't see anything for the moment. So you slip out very quietly, especially for your size, right around the other side of the door. You still do not see anything. In fact, you don't see anyone in the square right now at all.
Andy, I don't like this.
Oh, okay. Noted, Adam.
Can I do a perception check to see if I can?
Sure.
Because you said like pretty much immediately before Connie would have run out, we saw some kind of shadow, right?
Sure, yeah. Kind of going around to the left side, yeah.
Yeah, Connie's looking around. Let's see. 10 perception.
10.
Ugh.
Connie, you hear the beating of your heart getting faster and faster and faster.
Ooh.
You're smelling the air and you smell what almost smells like a bit of burnt hair, perhaps? A little bit of sulfur in the air.
Elif, are you doing your hair in there? Krugget, damn it.
Not right now. It's not me.
And as you shout that back in,
Oh, I gave up my stealth position for a joke, a callback. God damn it.
here's the thing, Connie. I'll give you inspiration for that. For giving up for the stealth, for the joke.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. All right.
Of course you are. He lost stealth.
As you do that, everyone on the inside sees something giant and large drop from the roof outside, on the other side of Connie. And Connie, you now hear something growl low, deep, otherworldly behind you. And right now it's just growling at you. Why don't we go ahead and roll initiative, everyone?
I'm gonna click your token.
So
Everyone.
As a reminder, please click on your icon on the map, and then go to your character sheet and click on the initiative tracker.
Ooh, 15.
The initiative thing.
I got a 10.
I'm totally confused.
No, you're good.
So I clicked on me.
Yep.
Did I roll it? No.
Not yet. And then go to your Cryon Fane.
My character
And then-
sheet.
Yeah.
And
right
then-
next to armor class and speed up there is initiative, and click the word initiative.
Middle top of your character sheet.
Oh, I totally got it. I'm as a noob, I'm always looking down in safety throws and skills section.
Yeah.
You know, I never seem to look in the rest of the sheet. But here we go. I totally wasted all you guys' time.
It's all good. It's all good.
And I threw a 16.6. How come it turned into a 16.16 there?
Because you're fast. Yeah, your dexterity bumps up your initiative, so you are
wow,
much
nice.
quicker to act.
Nice.
And if you're asking about the decimal, it's a tiebreaker thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that part, yeah.
Wait. Okay, so I'm a noob. So let's go back. What do you mean a tiebreaker thing? What does that mean?
So that way, if, let's say I had rolled one higher so that I would also be at a 16,
Yeah.
all the actual dice plus our modifiers would say is these two characters, these two actions are both a 16, and roll 20 adds on just a random decimal so that it can actually sort in the initiative tracker.
Instead of, I guess, initially in D with characters have it like seeming like they're going to have to do the same thing, and now you do something different because someone rolls higher or lower.
Yeah, it just simplifies it, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, which means, Cryon, you're able to go first. So you see this giant shadow land on the ground outside. You hear the guttural growl. You know this is probably that thing that you saw in the carriage earlier. You are still
guys-
inside at the moment.
I'm totally gonna try and use my new skill, which I've not used it before, the open hand technique.
All right.
Which says when you choose this tradition at level 3, blah blah blah, you can manipulate your enemy's key. Is that how you say it? Key?
Yeah.
When you harness your own, whenever you hit a creature with one of the attacks granted by your flurry of blows, you can impose one of the following effects on that target. So I have to find out if I actually hit the creature first. Is that right?
Yep, and then you can apply an effect by spending a key point. Or no, just...
Okay, cool. So what do I roll? Is that what I do?
All right, so yeah, do you rush out the front door?
Yeah, I rush out the front door and just...
All right, you face this horse-sized hound in front of you. And yeah, give me a normal attack first. Your martial attack.
Got it.
A 15 does. A 15 hits. Yeah.
Oof, thank goodness.
So you jump in the air and just kick this thing across a bit of ember sort of comes out of its mouth and floats to the ground. And if you want, you can do your flurry of blows by spending a point.
Yeah, so do I get to choose one of these three here?
You will, yeah. So go ahead and make 2 more martial attacks. And then if you hit with one of those, you can impose one of those effects.
That's an nat 20.
Oh,
That's a critical hit.
So it also applies to coming back out of break.
yeah, it seems
This is
to
the
be.
early game again.
We evidently reset, yeah. Interesting. You crack it across the face with one of your kicks, and then you come and bring your foot back around, knocking out one of its fangs immediately.
Oh wow! Yes.
And give me one more of those attacks. A 17 hits as well. Ooh-hoo. So then you come down, bring your elbow just down on top of this thing as you're coming back down to the... which of those effects, because you hit twice with your flurry of blows, which of those effects would you like to try to impose?
But I still only get to take one of these, yeah? Or...
Yes. You can choose one of them.
What? I'm sorry, this is such a noob question. Does that mean
Good.
You can't take reactions until the end of your next turn? What does that mean?
That means he doesn't get any attacks off of his turn. So, like, if someone's moving around him, he doesn't get that opportunity attack. Or if he has some other sort of special things that happen on reactions, he won't get to do that either. So it does kind of
cool.
Stun him for just a second, a little bit.
I feel like I might do the first one. It must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone. Knocked prone means it falls down and it can't perform an action. Is that right?
It falls down. He rolled a 6.
6.
You come down with your elbow, then crack him in the head, slamming his head into the dirt, and the mud sprays up around it. He's now what is considered prone, which also then means anyone who attacks him while he's down has advantage on their attack, which is much easier to hit.
I mean, guys, I feel like at this point, Cryon kind of a bow and just like steps back and lets the rest of the crew kind of jump in for a second.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was such a spawny amount of throws, you guys. I love.
He does not try to bite at you as you back away from him at all. He is on the ground hoping to regain his composure here. Very nice, very good. McKeck.
So he's prone?
Yes.
So I'm gonna walk forward and hit him with my shillelagh.
All right.
While sort of shouting, "Off the flowers!"
All right, give me a swing.
19? Because he's prone, right? Or 18.
He is prone, yep.
Sorry,
18 does hit, yeah.
4 bludgeoning.
4 damage. All right.
Can I ask a noob question? I'm so sorry.
Please, always.
Okay, so here's a noob question. So it's a 19 plus 5 because you're holding a shillelagh. Is that right? So did you roll a 24? Is that right?
No. So on the
13.
I rolled a 13 or a 14, depending on which of the. I accidentally clicked the button twice. So I rolled a 13 or a 14. My attacks with shillelagh are plus 5 to hit, taking it to 18 or 19. Yeah. And then the damage was 4 damage on each of them, just by coincidence, because it's roll a d8 plus 3, which is my wisdom modifier, and I rolled 1 both times, plus 3, 4.
Wow.
So the roll 20 automatically adds all that up.
It's so much easier to play on a...
I know. It's really
the other way around, right?
100%.
So cool.
All right.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
No, anytime. Yeah, this is good learning. All right, McKeck, do you want to move or...
Stay there. Yeah, I'm probably gonna back up.
All right.
And
Sounds good.
If possible, I'm actually gonna back up in such a way that I'm trying to give Elif some sort of cover.
Oh, okay, sure. You kind of step back into the doorway because Elif is still inside at the moment. Fair enough. All right, this thing is struggling to its feet. Connie, you have an opportunity attack here if you want, because it's trying to get up in front of you.
Cool. Can I'm going to ask you if I can have entered rage when I screamed at Elif because I thought she was doing her hair. Could I have gotten into rage before combat officially started?
Probably not, because you weren't sure combat was going to start, and you were trying to be sneaky.
Okay. Well, then and I can't do that on an opportunity attack.
Right.
So yeah, I will take this opportunity though to try to swing at it with my one-handed pike. And I have pulled out my shield. I think.
Good to know. Oh, another crit hit.
Yes.
Nice.
It's a critical hit. How you like that shit? So everyone else sees Connie just whip around. His duster flies up in the air as he spins, and silently, you didn't even see him produce the pike in his right arm as he shoves it into this thing as it's trying to get up. So that's 8 more damage to it. Very nice.
I have another noob question for you guys. So when this whole battle started, I had this whole turn order kind of pop-up window come up on my map. Is that because at this point the battles can sometimes kind of feel a little overwhelming in terms of who's scored what and whose turn it is? So the computer kind of generates a little list to tell you where we're at and what's happening. Is that why that happened?
Yeah, 100%.
And then it'll disappear once the.
Exactly. Yeah, the Hellhound is going now, and Connie is up after that, and then Elif, and then Cryon again. Yeah, it's nice that it keeps track of that for us.
And as a bigger thing in D&D, normally we're in sort of free role playing, right? We're just describing what we're doing, we're talking, and we're not keeping track of time or who's acting when very closely. When you go into combat, it suddenly really matters who's going when. So the concept of keeping these turns and keeping track of them in rounds is a thing in any D&D. Like,
absolutely.
You just manually keep track of it if you were playing at home, a tabletop.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. This thing is just snarling and growling and looking at all of you. Connie, you see it, as well as McKeck. You both see it puff out up its chest. You see embers glow in its mouth, and then it sort of howls straight at you, a cone of flame out of its mouth.
Huh.
I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
I'd rather not, though.
I don't think I have any benefits that affect my dex saves.
I don't think so.
I fumbled.
And I got a 5, but yeah, fumble, that's even worse. Yikes.
I'm probably about to go straight down, by the way.
All right, that is 18 fire damage to both of you. As McKeck, you also get shoved straight through the door, your smoking turtle shell flying straight past Elif further into the room. You are now prone back there, McKeck, as the flame blew you away from this thing, and now it just snarls, and if a giant hellhound could smile, you see that happening at this moment.
I hate everything about the past couple of days.
You put out some of the embers on your shoulder. What are you gonna do?
All right. The flame attack will immediately remind Connie of every one of the 10 times that Elif fucked up his shit as sheriff. And this will cause him to enter a rage. Not at this beast, but at Elif.
Okay.
I'm like the inspiration. I'm the muse for your rage. It's
Yes,
beautiful.
you are.
Oh my god.
You
That's
are.
funny.
So now I have resistance to certain types of damage, advantage on strength stuff, and some extra damage with melee weapon attacks. But I also am going to attack recklessly.
Beautiful.
which this is the wait. It says when you make your first attack on your turn.
Which is this?
So my opportunity attack doesn't count as that. Okay.
Right.
So I can have advantage on melee weapon attack rolls.
Yeah.
So I will do that with my one-handed pike.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
17 hits.
And it's 8 piercing, and with rage, that's an additional 2 damage, I believe.
All right. Cryon, because you've studied like how to react, how to move in combat, you see this giant bugbear of a person like just fling his shield and his arms wide as he's swinging at this thing. It's leaving him wide open for an attack, but it's incredibly fast, and it catches this beast right in the shoulder. And it snorts out flame at you, Connie. It's still up, though it looks incredibly hurt.
Elif! Rugged, damn it, Elif.
Elif, it's your turn.
I don't understand why he's shouting my name. Also, fire! Apparently, because my keg's on fire.
Yep.
I'm gonna just kind of poke my head and hands out the doorway.
All right.
And try to remember what actions these are. Okay, and cast Hex on the demon doggy as a bonus.
Gotcha. All right.
And I'm gonna pick Dex as the ability check that it has disadvantage on.
Okay. Yeah, as you've watched Cryon sort of try to trip and manipulate this foe, you think that's a very wise combination.
And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast it.
All right.
So does an 8 hit?
Does not. It sees you come out, sort of perform the hex, and then it very quickly kind of dodges out of the way right next to Connie as the beam goes over its head.
Wow, super rude, demon doggy. And I'm gonna duck back inside the house.
All right. Cryon, you see this thing. It's snorting heavily. It's very wounded. What would you like to do?
Okay, so oh, that wasn't me. So I can't do my open hand technique again, right? That's a one-time thing, right?
You can do it every time you use Flurry of Blows, and you can do that as many times as you put a key point into it.
But I only have
so
I only have
2 left.
2 left.
Right.
And
And that you'd have to rest to get those back.
Right, which is it happens, right? You rest relative.
Sure.
Although-
Yeah, it's just taking an hour throughout the day to just calm
Right.
down.
Otherwise, all I would do would be what's my version of kind of a basic attack? What would that be, like a run and kick or a run and punch type thing? What would that be?
Yeah. You have 2 kind of choices. Basically, is you run up to it, and then you can perform 2 attacks against it, or you stay back from range and you throw one of your darts at it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to run up and smash this thing and then my go is finished. I'm stood right next to it, because then I'm obviously in harm's way. So I'll throw my dart. There's nothing that I can do with my dart, right? I can't
Can't do
poison
anything
it. I can't
not yet.
set it on fire. None of that kind of. Okay, I'll just throw my dart. So I'm gonna just check it. I'm gonna click my dart button, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Nice.
21. That does hit for 7 damage. Dom,
Yeah.
please paint a picture. You just killed this thing. How did you do it? Go ahead and tell me what it looks like.
Okay, nice. I think Cryon kind of gets himself into a zen-like kind of focused stance with his dart in his right hand and takes it back in a very measured manner and throws it with a huge amount of kind of concentrated intention towards this creature. It goes through the animal's eye and disappears, and then all Cryon sees and the rest of the crew sees is a tiny little miniature explosion of blood coming out of the back of its head where the dart exits. The creature looks around at Connie, at the group, at Cryon. Its tongue lolls to one side, and it just falls to the floor, dead.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Jesus Christ, Dom, you are good at Dungeons & Dragons.
Hell yeah.
Yeah! I was feeling that fight, you guys.
That was awesome.
As the beast slumps down, its body starts to burn and kind of go to ash, and it, with its very last amount of consciousness, it kind of releases a
Oh.
and then burns up in ash. And somewhere further in town, you hear an echoing.
Shit.
And I think that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Dumb and Dragons. If you enjoyed this, let us know. Give us a follow on Twitch. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Helpful Goat Gaming. On Twitter and Facebook at Helpful Goat. Listen to the Goats and Dragons podcast wherever you get your podcasts. That's where we're publishing these. If you type !Discord in the chat, you can get a link to our Discord where we just kind of hang out, talk about games, play games, or just random nerd stuff. We're super excited you could join us tonight. Thanks so much for hanging in there with this live recording. We love you all so much. Thanks for being there. Stay safe. Hang in there, everyone. And from all of us on Dom and Dragons, we wish you an excellent evening. Good night.
Good night, dudes.
Quick thanks.
Oh, and any thanks? Sorry.
Quick thanks to Coldar Droth for the resub with Prime. Yes. 4 months. Rainblade, Sparkle Pops, and Psychofishy. Thank you so much for the follows. Hope you really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
We're going to be back on Friday, 9 p.m. with a tier one-shot featuring many of the beautiful people that you... Well, not many. There's a lot of you in the chat. But some of the beautiful people that you've been talking to in chat, and we're really looking forward to that. And then we're back with Dom and Dragons again on Saturday.
Yes. And I think there's only 2 more episodes so far of Dom and Dragons on Saturday and then next Wednesday for this arc's finale. So definitely check us out, everyone. And thank you so much.
Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great evening.
See you guys. Good night. Bye. Stay safe. Bye.